Hello, welcome to Arsenal Match TV. My name's Tops, and today I'm going to be talking about the Champions League game, Arsenal 2, PSG 2. Before the game, Arsene Wenger made quite a few changes. We've seen the likes of Aaron Ramsey come into the pivot of the midfield with Francis Coquelin, and we've seen the return of Olivier Giroud to the starting lineup. He played up front, and Alexis Sanchez moved on to the right hand side with Iwobi on the left. Now, we started this game terribly. This was a bad start to the game. We looked tired, lethargic, we looked so slow. We weren't pressing any of the PSG players. We kind of sat back, and from the off we started to make terrible passing mistakes. Even like in the first minute, Koscielny gave the ball away, and then Coquelin started to give the ball away, Ramsey, etc. And we're just making our own problems really, and we really didn't look like we were going to make any kind of goal scoring opportunity in that first half. And PSG, they capitalised. I didn't think they played, extremely well, but we invited pressure onto us, and they scored the first goal. While before that, they had a corner that came in, and it was actually cleared off the line. It was Thiago Silva that nearly bundled it in our goal, and Gibbs saved us, and that could have been 1-0. And Cavani had like a header that he mistimed, and that was a free header that could have made it 2-0. And this is even before they scored, but they did score in the first half. It was a ball that played in Matuidi, and he squared it to Cavani, who lost it home and made it 1-0 PSG. And it was what they deserved really, because we had not created anything. I don't think we had a shot at goal, never mind on target at this stage. We just didn't have any rhythm. We didn't look like what we wanted to do. We didn't know if we wanted to cross the ball in or if we wanted to go through the middle. When we tried to go through the middle, the passing was too slow. So by the time, we were in a position to try and attack PSG, they had, men behind the ball. We tried to go around the wings, but the crosses, Jenkinson had a cross and it didn't really reach Olivier Giroud, so it was poor from that. So yeah, it didn't really look like we were gonna get back into the game, and the half was drifting on, and it was nearly half time, and it was actually Olivier Giroud that won the ball back high up the pitch, and Mesut Ozil, who played a good pass into the path of Alexis Sanchez, who got onto his left hand side and was caught just slightly, but for me it was a penalty, and the referee gave it. He gave a penalty to Arsenal, and we got out of jail. I don't know how. We ended up getting a penalty after we virtually did nothing all game, but that's what happened. And it was Olivier Giroud who stepped up, and he very, very calmly dispatched the penalty, and it was 1-1 during half time. Very good penalty by Olivier Giroud. He got us out of jail for that half, because we definitely deserved to go at least one, or could have been even more goals down in that first half, but we managed to make it level. And second half, I wanted Arsenal to come out fire and come out as they should have in the first half, and we did see an improvement in the start of the second half. There's more intensity in our play. We're closing people down. We'll make it difficult for PSG to pass from the back, which is what we weren't doing in the first half. They had a very, very easy, passing stage in the first half where we weren't closing them down. But in the second half, we started to. But then again, we caused our own problems. It was Koscielny taking an unnecessary risk, which and he gave the ball away in a dangerous area. He had to bring the player down, got a yellow card for it, and it was actually Lucas Moura who had a free kick, and I think it took a deflection, it might have not, but it hit the bar, and that was a warning sign. And after that, there was a small period where PSG came back into the game and started to play their passing movement and making runs against our defence, and that gave them, the incentive to do so, just based off our one mistake is, shifting the momentum. But we managed to get it back, and we managed to take the lead somehow. It was a ball that came in from, I think, Jenkinson it was, and Ramsey had a shot which he kind of scuffed, and it came back off the defender, and then it ended up being Verratti who, it bounced off him and went into the back of the net, and it was 2-1 Arsenal. And somehow, having only one shot on target all game, we managed to be 2-1 up. It was a remarkable own goal. It was a comedy of errors, but we managed to be ahead in the game. And at this stage, PSG started to come at us. They knew that they only really needed one goal. They could take the 2-2, and the advantage is there for them to finish top of the group. So they upped their speed and passing and the tempo. And they did look quite dangerous, and there was some last ditch tackles and last ditch blocks to prevent them from scoring. And I really hoped, I wished we made a substitution, take off Iwobi, take off Coquelin, who was on a yellow card, and bring some fresh legs on Xhaka, Oxlade-Chamberlain, etc. But Arsene Wenger kind of delayed it, and before you know it, it was 2-2. And it was a corner that we didn't defend. Obviously, we didn't defend the one in the first half where Gibbs cleared off the line. We didn't, learn from our mistakes. In this instance, it was a corner that came in, and it was Lucas Moura with a free header. I think Jeggison lost his marker, and Iwobi actually headed it into his own goal for an own goal, and it made it 2-2. I mean, what can you say? We got lucky with the own goal, and so did they. So, it's Evans' law, I think. So, yeah, it was 2-2, and then after that, PSG looked far more the dangerous team, and they should have really killed us, like wrapped up the game. Edinson Cavani had, a handful of chances. There was one time where we were pressing and we got caught on the counter attack, and Edinson Cavani was through on goal. Definitely should have scored, but he decided to chip Ospina. Ospina caught it quite comfortably, and there was another chance where I think it was Lucas Moura that put a very, very good ball in the box, delicious ball in the box, and Cavani had it was good movement from Cavani, but he should have scored. The pace was all on the cross, and he put it wide. And then there was another chance where he was through on the left-hand side, and Ospina came out and smothered it. So, yeah, you're talking about 2-3 chances. And this is all in the spell of the second half, after they scored the equaliser. And they scored the equaliser, 75th minute? So they had quite a few chances in the last 15 minutes of the game. We did bring the subs on. For me, it was a bit too late. We did bring Xhaka, Oxlade-Chamberlain and Theo Walker on, but there just wasn't enough time for them to, have an impact on the game. It was only, 10, 15 minutes left for them to try and get themselves into the game and try and create some chances for us. And we didn't create anything really towards the end of that game. It was all PSG, and on the basis of the chances, you can say we were quite lucky to get a draw. But yeah, it did finish 2-2, and for me, I am disappointed because I want to top the group, not because we're going to get an easier draw maybe, because it seems pretty even this year in the Champions League with, people like Bayern Munich second, Real Madrid second at the minute, so we could have got them if we finished top. But more importantly, it sends a message to the rest of the competition that, we've won our group, we're serious this year about winning the competition, and also it brings more of a advantage when you play the second leg at home, which is, something that's cost us in the last couple of years. Last year, we lost 2-0 to Barcelona, 2 away goals. The year before, we conceded 3 goals at home, 3 away goals for Monaco. And it just makes the second leg so much difficult to go to their ground and score 2, 3, 4 goals that you need to get through. So, yeah, it looks like PSG are going to finish top. They've got Ludogorets at home in the next Champions League game, so you expect them to win that. And if they do, they guarantee top spot. And it looks like we're going to finish second again. So, yeah, just a disappointing performance, really. That first half was dreadful. I don't know how a team can't get motivated and get themselves up for a game in that first half, because we just didn't do it. We just didn't look like we were interested. We were just too chilled out, too lackadaisical. Second half it improved slightly, but still we're not working the goalkeeper. This is like the second or third game in a row where we've only had like one shot on target, which is for a team like Arsenal, it's definitely not good enough. We should be working their keeper, especially when we're at home at the Emirates. So yeah, that's something we need to improve on. But yeah, it's a break now until Sunday. We've got Bournemouth. I'll be doing a review Sunday, so look out for that. But yeah, that's been my thoughts on the 2-2 performance. Not the best, but hopefully we can bounce back and put in a good performance against Bournemouth and, win a game. We've not won in, 2 or 3 games, so hopefully we can do that at Bournemouth. But yeah, that's been my review. Thank you everyone for watching. Please, if you're not subscribed to my channel, click that button for me and please subscribe. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's been my review. My name's Tops. Come on, you Gunners.